Hi, welcome to Beth's Coastal Garden. We're just about 2 blocks off the beach here, and we have a tiny little sliver of ocean view from our back porch. So that's the big Pacific Ocean out there, and we love being right here next to it. Let's take a little look through the garden here, see what all's growing. So we have a cold frame for being able to start seeds and keep plants that need a little more warmth until later. Um, got my tomatoes ready to go here. They're growing really fast. I plan to put them in about a week, um, but got some slicing tomatoes and then have some Nova Roma tomatoes that are really great. Got some basil. The basil will stay in the cold frame. Basil here on the coast won't grow outside. It's just too windy and cool. Got some dill and some cilantro. Um, got some beautiful little red poppies we're going to put in the big garden. Not that they're natives, but they're real pretty, and the pollinators love them. Um, I've got some little strawberries I grew from seed. So I'll be transplanting those soon, and more basil that we can get into pots and grow in here. So moving on, this is where the tomatoes are going to go. I've got to get, this is some dune tansy that is a native plant and needs to go into the big garden. So that needs to happen really soon. And then I've been growing lettuce here all spring just because it's a nice spot for it. So we'll be having to harvest because I want 3 tomatoes in this bed, one in each corner and one in the front. So a lot of the lettuce is going to have to be harvested and eaten. Um, Moving on down, I just planted a little sugar pie pumpkin and zucchini squash seedlings and little sunflower seedlings the other day, and they are really loving it, so that's great. We're supposed to get some more sunny, warm weather this week, so I think they'll take right off. Moving on down, we've got our kind of overgrown herb bed here. This is cilantro, so it's gone to flower. We can still harvest bits of it, but I have more growing, so at some point soon we'll get this out and put in the new cilantro plants. Uh, all of the umbelliferae plants, cilantro, parsley, dill, the the flowers attract the parasitic wasps, which is great for keeping cabbage worms at bay. And so I kind of let them go to flower because the pollinators will enjoy them, and then we'll take them back. This is a nice mint. We have it contained in a plastic pot here because otherwise mint will just spread like crazy, and that's all you would have. This is our parsley bed. It's been going for a couple of years now. I cut it back and thinned it a lot last fall, and it's provided parsley for us all winter long. So it's pretty much a year-round crop now. Again, I need to do some cutting back because it is all going to flower here. So I'll probably cut it and thin it a bit again and probably start some new little plants to put in here and there as well. Uh, Parsley is great for tabbouleh and also for putting in just about anything you cook. Uh, Cilantro for Indian food and Mexican kind of dishes. Moving on down here, I have we've got some beets here that are starting to get big. These are long cylindrical beet, and they're really good. So we can harvest some of those soon. I did a planting of some new ones, and I'm not impressed. Think I think we got slugs or something eating them as soon as they sprout, so I'm going to have to reseed here. I did transplant in a bunch of more lettuce here, so as we take out the lettuce for the tomato bed, we'll still have a lovely crop of lettuce to be eating for quite a while. I stuck some potatoes in here to just see what they would do, and they grew some, and we got a few potatoes out of it. But obviously, I missed some because now we've got volunteer potatoes coming up everywhere. We'll see how they do. Just dig them out, hopefully better. I also planted peas here. The peas are kind of getting overwhelmed by the potatoes. And ultimately, this will all come out probably early July for some Brussels sprouts to go in. And they take a long time to grow into the fall, but they need to get started about the 1st of July in order to have them in the fall. Got some more peas back here. We've got all this lovely artichoke. We actually started with one artichoke and divided it. Um, Artichokes seem to really love it here on the coast. They don't seem to mind the salt air, and they like the climate too. Um, Nice to harvest them when they're little like that because you can cook the whole thing, or you can let them get big, whichever. So there'll be lots more coming because they're really happy this year. We didn't get a freeze over the winter. Often we do, and that sort of knocks them back for a while. Got some celery over here that's really done, but it's again going to flower, and so I thought I'd leave it again for the pollinators for a while. And then I did put in some brand new little celery seedlings, so um, those will be coming up, and then I can take out these old ones and put more in there. This is my carrot bed, and it's doing fairly well. I've had kind of erratic germination on some of the carrots, so but they are starting to really grow. I think part of it was probably the soil is just a little too cold for good germination, and now we're getting better germination. I did reseed some of the big blank spots the other day, so that'll help. Um, and this is our big cabbage bed, brassica bed, because there's not only cabbage but also cauliflower here, and then broccoli plants. And we've got some different varieties, earlier and later variety of cauliflower. Same way with the broccoli, early, mid, and late. Um, and this one gigantic broccoli here that wintered over and uh, took off here this spring. So it's definitely going to be giving us some broccoli soon. So that's our veggie garden, and I try to keep things going with new starts so that we keep a successive harvest of stuff. I mean, other than things like tomatoes that are going to have to grow and mature over the summer and then they're done. But the, the the cabbage family for sure is great for succession planting and just keeping it going because they pretty much grow almost year round here. Uh, Now we could take a look at our big native pollinator garden. Um, we started this garden the year after we bought this place in 2019. So, and at that point we started with planting some big things that they were small at the time, but they've grown big. Particularly, what we put in was um, these these trees, which we've got a whole bunch of that are Pacific wax myrtles. So they're native plants. They grow right down here on the beach cliff, um, and they again tolerate salt spray and do real well here. They make berries that the birds love to come, especially in the winter. The berries are kind of dried up now, but in the wintertime they come and get the berries and eat them. Um, and then we'll just kind of move forward. We'll see repeats of some of these as we go through the garden. But this is a twinberry. Again, it's another native plant that's right here growing along the beach on the cliff. It's a member of the honeysuckle family, and it has twin flowers and then twinberries. So when the flowers open, you can see like two buds here. There's two flowers there, and then it will have two purple berries eventually. And a lot of the pollinators like this. The hummingbirds also like this. It grows really fast, and it's easy to grow. All we did for these, we have one original, and then we just cut a cutting off of that one and stuck it in the ground, and it rooted and grew new plants. The next thing we have, let's see, I think I'll just come down this side, and then we can go up the path in the middle. This is what's called Oregon Woolly Sunshine, and it is just starting to bloom. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous here soon with like just flowers everywhere. These are sea thrifts, and these two are starting to bloom, but as you can see on this side, we've got one that's really in bloom. And I think this here got some things flowering. We have early blue violet over here, which is just beautiful. The California poppy here has just started to come on. Have our evergreen huckleberry back there, and it's still blooming. And then this is checker mallow. It's just started into bloom here. And then we have some camas that's finishing up. But those are real pretty, and these are pollinator plants. We've actually seen butterflies coming to this plant, not to nectar, but I think to lay eggs. So it'll be interesting for us to watch and see if there's any caterpillars. So again, we've got more things back here, lots of shrubbery that was planted early on. This is a red flowering currant, and it's pretty well done flowering at this point. That's not a native, but it is a really nice honeysuckle, and again provides a lot of pollinator flowering, and it's just coming into flower. This is our original twinberry, and as you can see, we kind of duplicate stuff as we go along, so it makes this sort of forest wall in the back with our big pollinator meadow here in the front. And again, more of the stuff will come into bloom as we go into the summer. Over here, we started another pollinator garden. This was made from the sod that was taken off of here for the big pollinator garden 2 years ago and piled and allowed to compost until this spring. And then we put a nice ceanothus in the middle and more of the pollinator plants around it. So it's really doing well. And then over here we have wax myrtle kind of hedge, and then our beautiful Oregon irises, which are just amazing this year with all the blooms that they have. So just beautiful. And you can see little pollinators, tiny little bees, flies coming to them. They've really expanded and grown, but have such pretty flowers. So that's most of the pollinator gardens and veggie gardens back here in the backyard. Thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time. I'm Beth, and this is my co-star.